Hello, my name is Alexander. I'm Lawyer on this channel, and I'm also Joe's on another channel, and in Discord. Today I want to talk about why I believe that Chainsaw from Encounters is a poorly designed character and he should be nerfed. Now, I haven't played this game an entire year, and I've just been playing it pretty recently. But right now I've been looking at these new characters, and I think that they're pretty bad. At least the ones that I fought. Tengiro, I fought him as Leroy, so my experience was kind of awkward. I think he's fine. But I also want to talk about the visuals of these guys because they're terrible. Like, look at Tengiro compared to Ryan. He looks like he's from a completely different game. It looks like he's slightly taller too. It's Nine Sune, who I'm more than sure is just some stupid bootleg anime character. Also doesn't even look at her by Hannah. You would literally burst out laughing if you saw these two in the game. And Sobek, dude, this guy looks horrible. Look at him by Dawn. Like, what is this? I'm telling you, Arthro is not the way to go unless you redesign literally every single character to be in this style. Because this style is perfectly fine to have what Roblox is supposed to look like. You know, that's more of a personal thing. I hate this new art direction that they're going for. Like, it's just too much. It's too much detail. Like, this is terrible. But anyway, I want to actually talk about Chainsaw and why he's a poorly designed character. I'm going to talk about what Chainsaw does if you've never fought him somehow, because everyone's choosing him now because he's a broken character. This move right here, swing your chainsaws at your enemies. And I want you to be like, huh, whenever I say some of this stuff, because this gets absurd. This just gets absurd. This chainsaw move right here is as good as Zhao's. Actually, it's better. It has more range, it has more knockback, and it does 20 damage. And look at how fast this guy's using it. You can get it off faster, and the charge is 15. You haven't seen his ultimate yet. This means you don't know anything about this character. The shrapnel. He has range. His melee is amazing, and he has solid range that does do knockback. This knockbacks you. This knocks you back. It does low damage, but it knocks you back. That's the important part right here. And oh yeah, this is long range, by the way. Don't be fooled by the fact that it's shrapnel. Do not be fooled by the fact that it is shrapnel. This is a long range, and this, he can summon his dog, which will chase you anywhere where you want on the map for like 30 seconds, and it'll do high knock. And his ultimate is just like Ryan's. He jumps into the air and dashes down at you, doing great damage and knocking you back a lot. So you may be wondering, what kind of character is this, right? What in the heck kind of what is this? What is this weird nonsense? If you don't main this guy, and if you main this guy, I hate you. I think you suck. But anyway, the issue about Chainsaw is that he's good at everything. That sounds funny, but no, that's actually the real issue. He's fine in every single department. Someone's trying to rush you, use your melee attack, which is broken and will beat theirs because it has higher range for some reason and better knockback, so it will stun them. Someone's kind of trying to space you out, use your shrapnel, push him back. A Gunzo trying to lasso you and use his attack, use this, use your shrapnel. How about if someone's trying to range you out, use Ponchito to go chase him. They'll go chase him off. They might be worried about that, but they might also be trying to hit you. But if that doesn't work, you still have your shrapnel, which has fine range, and the projectiles don't dissipate at medium range for some reason. And finally, whenever you're done spamming your click, because to be honest, you're not going to do any of that if you're actually playing Chainsaw, because you're brainless probably. You use your ultimate, jump in the air, lunge, and do incredible knockback after doing insane damage. This works on basically every character. This works on every character except the new ones, which are all broken. So Chainsaw, clearly, as I just said and gave you examples of, he has no weaknesses. There's no real consistent good way to beat this guy. And by the way, this attack, this pushes him forward. So all he has to do is click and make sure he's turning his mouse so that he keeps hitting you and doing insane 20 damage. 4 hits, you have 88. You just took 80%. At 100 is like killing. It's like when he's about to kill you, or when he probably can kill you if you have low energy. So this character has no weakness, and when compared to all of these other characters that do clearly have weaknesses, Reina, she has no melee. So you have to make sure that you're dodging, and she has no good way of getting an enemy away if she's not dodging. She can move with this, but other than that, if you just rush her, it's probably over for her. Arash, he does incredible AoE damage, but he has to make sure he doesn't hit himself. So he has to be mindful of that. And his melee game is bad. It's not very good. It's just basically exists to give him charge. This is a setup character. You set your shit up, and then you do great damage, great knockback, push him back. That's the kind of character this is. And pretty much to beat him, you either gotta range him out or predict his setup, because you can block all of his attacks aside from, you can block this still, it just does constant damage. But this is a setup character meant to make you move. This is a stage controlling character right here. Poppy, very defensive character. She sets up her cans, and whenever you step in them, it blows up. You step on it, you can't get any more energy anymore, and you're slowed down. And her whole entire point is to do that so she can kick you. And her clear weakness is if you just range her out, or if you're a mid-ranger and you can kind of cut into that sludge distance. Gunzo, he's a spacer. His entire point is to get this to hit you so he can get a crit on this and knock you back. He's a spacer. If you just cut into that specific sweet spot that he has for this move, then he's weakened and he has to use this, and this is not a very good melee move, and it takes up a good bit of energy. Hamza, let's look at him. He's a rusher and kind of a ranger both at the same time. He has a bat that can charge up, and he's supposed to, basically how I play him is that you're supposed to rush at the enemy and hit them as many times with this bat, and if they get away, you can use this. This isn't a very good range move either. You know, he has a lot, and he even has a mobility move, which I hardly ever use. And his ultimate is so he can keep using his bat. Like, all of these characters are very obviously well thought through. Even the new ones, like new normal characters, not anime ones. Leroy, his click isn't very good. You know, his initial attack, his first attack isn't that good, and it's kind of just to tap your enemy to get a little more damage on them. And then his hook, it pulls the enemy in. You know, it confuses them, it kind of disorients them. It's like, where am I now? Now I'm confused. And this pulls them in far, too. He even has a teleport move so that you don't know where he's going to be at. You know, he could teleport there at any time that he wants to, as long as he's on the ground. All of these characters are very clearly thought out and well designed, because they all have their specific weaknesses, strengths, and clear ways as to beat them. And because of that, they're all balanced, which means that each and every character, if you just learn them, you can get good with them. Even Charlemagne, I would say, who is the worst character in this game, you can certainly get good with this guy if you're good at controlling your energy, and if you're good at clipping people with this. Plus, he has a fine range move, which is this. He's more of a zoner. Obviously, the best way to beat Charlemagne is to make sure you don't get frozen too much and to rush him. Even with like kind of weird characters like this, all of her moves are weak, and because she has this unique move which makes her invisible for a little while. And all that is in service for her ultimate, which is also mid, but everything charges her ult by a good bit. Look at this knife slash, look at this special, that charges him up a lot, because everything she has is pretty mid. She's an interesting character because of this unique move that she camouflages. As you can see from my very long explanation, all these characters are very well thought out with their own weaknesses, strengths, and things that make them what they are. What is Chainsaw? I ask you, what is Chainsaw? A rusher? I guess. You can use your melee. But you could also say that he's a zoner because of this special and because of this. Or even a ranger because of the special and because of his unique. What even is this guy? If he's everything, he has no weaknesses, and therefore he is broken. That's disgusting. That's horrible. That's horrible for your game, because everyone's just going to spam this character, and people are just going to get tired of it. And then when you finally nerf them, people are probably going to stop playing because they never decided to put any time into anyone else. Similar thing happened to Project JoJo. That game fell off entirely because they didn't really know what to do about Golden Experience and Tusk Act 4 being super powerful, if you ever played that game back in the day. So they decided to just nerf everything, and now the game is dead. I don't think that that's going to happen again, because it's a very specific instance, and all these other characters are well made. But what I am saying is that people might just flat out stop playing because their favorite character, Chainsaw, got nerfed because they have no brain and they're stupid. And one last thing that I hope for is that they stop making these characters in this weirdly highly detailed style. What is this? They keep making these characters in this weirdly highly detailed style. This is just an issue that I have. I don't want them to do this anymore. And also with these backgrounds. What is this? This literally looks like the cover of a simulator. The whole entire game is bright and colorful. If you remember from a year ago, this game did not look like this. It was kind of transforming into this, but it did not look like this. And I don't know where this game is headed. but I don't know if the future is gonna be nice. This could just be looks maxing so that babies click on this game and play it. But yeah, I just see it as they're making some weird decisions, and especially with this chainsaw guy who's free and probably easy to get. I don't, because I haven't really tried to get him because I don't suck. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. If you agree, then thank you. If you disagree, then why? Tell me why you disagree. I'll probably just prove you wrong. I'm very confident about this guy being broken because I fought him many times. Go on and leave your arguments in the comments or DM me. I'll see you never again.